The Benchmade Bugout, I would say at this point in time, is probably the most popular Benchmade knife. It was engulfed by the EDC community, but it wasn't really designed as that. What really comes to mind with this knife is the word ultralight. If you don't know what ultralight backpacking is, it's where people set up their packs to be the lightest it can possibly be. Now, it can get pretty extreme, but there are aspects of that philosophy that we can take into practice. When you build out a wilderness bag, once you start putting all the things you need or think you need, the weight can start adding up fast. So cutting ounces here and there is actually pretty important. Otherwise, your pack will start weighing you down. Well, you see, that's where the Bugout really belongs. The Bugout gives you a decent-sized pocket knife, right? 3-inch cutting edge, good steel, and it weighs under 2 ounces. It's so light, so people who are looking for the lightest options for a cutting tool, the Bugout makes a great contender. Many people will say that they don't like how light it is. Most would prefer if it were an ounce heavier and more robust, but that's just not the point of the knife. If it were an ounce heavier, it wouldn't be what it is. If you don't like the weight of it, that's fine. It doesn't mean it's a bad knife. It just means it wasn't designed for the uses that you need or want. If just for EDC, some people really like the weight, but really most people just carry around phone, wallet, knife, keys, and with that, a couple ounces is not going to make a difference. The Benchmade Bugout is a knife that strictly falls under the category of cutting tool, and that's pretty much it. While it is durable, especially for how light it is not going to fill the role of a traditional survival knife like that of a fixed blade, obviously. It's a cutting tool, and it's a great one at that. The knife is super thin and has a higher flat grind, making it an incredible slicer. With CPM S30V, it'll hold an edge really well and have good corrosion resistance. I found it to be very good at slicing things. It originally came in this blue color, and the reason behind that is it sticks out. See, blue is a color that is very rarely occurring in nature. If you end up dropping it, it's very easy to see and retrieve. If you get the dark earth colors, good luck finding it when you drop it in the woods. Let's talk about the lock. The Axis lock has quickly become my favorite style of lock. It's truly a one-hand open and close knife. A lot of knives you can close with one hand, but it's not extremely intuitive. The Axis lock feels like it was designed to be used with one hand, and it's great. The balance of the knife has been described as front heavy, but that's really not the case. The balance is actually quite good. The balance point is exactly where the Axis lock is, and that's really where your main fingers are for handling the knife, so it's actually really nice. Going back to the lock, or rather the action, it is extremely smooth. It just takes a thumb flick, no movement from the wrist to open it up, and it drops shut with just a little help. It was already smooth out of the box, but as I've been using it, it's broken in and now is just smooth as butter. And the great thing is, no blade play whatsoever. That's the great thing about this knife. It's so light and feels less robust, but it is very solid. One of the biggest complaints of the knife is the scales and the flex that they have. That's mainly a byproduct from making it so light. While there is flex, the scales are still decently strong and would likely never be an issue in actual use. The price of this knife is quite expensive, however. MSRP as of 2024 is $180, and you can usually find it at $160. That seems like a lot for this knife, but you know what? Find another USA-made knife with S30V steel, a good heat treat, nice finish, a great warranty, and a smooth action that's not around the same price or at the very least less than $100. I feel like it's not that it's necessarily overpriced, it's just expensive, and people don't want to pay the price for it, which I totally understand. So is the Benchmade Bugout right for you? Well, if you're someone who is looking for a quality knife while also trying to keep as light as possible, the Bugout is probably something worth looking into. If you're just looking for an EDC knife, it's still a good option. Just understand that the purpose of this knife was to be ultra lightweight, which does compromise overall strength when compared to heavier pocket knives. So let me know what your thoughts are on the Bugout. Do you own one and do you like it? Or maybe you're interested in purchasing one. Go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for watching.